woke with a hammering headache, my ears ringing, disoriented, beneath the looming branches of a giant tree. The last thing I remembered before dozing off was staring at the shimmering magical boundaries separating our world from the underworld. And then, like every time before, that strange dream crept in, its meaning slipping through my fingers like water. But my thoughts were interrupted by familiar voices. I hadn't woken on my own. No. My ever-present tormentors, Tasha, Tala, and Tanya. 3 spiteful she-wolves had seen to that. They wasted no time closing in, eager to mock me.
Oh dear. She's wishing to be like us.
Tasha sneered, her voice dripping with malice.
A werewolf without a fang or claw.
Tala, ever the instigator, chimed in.
Maybe we can help her along. A scratch here, a bite there, who knows? She might finally turn.
They circled me like vultures, savoring the fear they knew they'd soon taste. I could feel it. This sick ritual was about to start again. It always came to this. They will taunt me, torment me, leave me bleeding, under the guise of helping me shift into my wolf form. A form that never came. No amount of their cruelty had ever changed that. I knew begging wouldn't help. It only fueled their sadistic pleasure. But as they drew closer, I couldn't stop the tears from welling up, couldn't slow the pounding of my heart. I wanted to run, to escape, but they were too close. Before I could take more than a step, I was yanked back and pinned to the tree.
Let's help you turn.
Tasha whispered, her breath hot against my face.
2 full moons have passed and still no mate. Do you want to die alone?
Her words were poison, but worse was the sharp pain that followed as my shirt tore and her claws raked across my skin. I cried out, my voice breaking, but they only laughed. Please stop. I begged, my voice raw as Tasha's grip tightened around my throat. I didn't do anything to you. Why do you always do this? Please just leave me alone. Tasha's smile was cruel, her eyes cold.
We're only trying to help, right?
Of course.
They all echoed, their laughter filling the air, thick with contempt. Tanya raised her claws again, ready to strike, but her hand froze midair. Someone had stopped her. I glanced up, gasping for breath. As a tall, broad-shouldered figure stepped from the shadows. He wore the uniform of the Border Patrol, his dark eyes filled with an unsettling, commanding power.
Leave. Now.
He ordered, his voice steady, though it cut through the clearing like a blade. Tasha hesitated, but the authority in his voice was undeniable. He released me and I collapsed, gasping for air.
Who do you think you are?
Tasha tried to bluster, but fear flickered in her eyes. The man ignored her. Stepping forward to take my hand without a word, he pulled me away, leaving the others behind. As we reached the crossroads, he finally turned to face me.
Just because you can't turn, doesn't mean you should let them treat you like this.
He said, his voice firm yet not unkind.
Fight back. Don't ever let them make you feel weak.
His words struck deep, the disappointment in his eyes, sharper than any of Tanya's claws. He didn't know me, but it felt as though he saw straight through me.
Girl, you can be anything, no one is weak. Find your strength with that.
He turned to leave, but before he disappeared into the trees, he paused and looked back at me one last time.
Find your inner strength, you can be anything.
He repeated, and then he was gone. His words echoed in my mind long after he vanished. He left me standing there, unaware of when he had gone, hoping to see him again someday, praying for another chance for our paths to cross.
Will she rise or be undone? The answers wait in darkest gloom. The rain it falls, the world grows still. A storm brews deeper than the chill. She longs for vengeance, justice near, but with each step she feels the fear. Oh, the fear. The wolf it waits behind her eyes, locked away though she still tries. But danger rises, claws unseen, the hunt begins beneath the gleam.